Hey Cosmonauts, it's Estelle and I'm back with a brand new video full of exciting news and updates. Some of the news covered in this video are the Osmosis launch of Stableswap pools, the migration from Junoswap to Wynd Dex, the Juno Constitution, the upcoming ibc-go v7.0.0 release to extend IBC interoperability to non-tendermint based chains, the upcoming incentivized Gno.Land testnet called Game of Realms, and many other exciting news and educational in-depth assessments. So without further ado, let's get into it. Tech. While since the launch of IBC, the Cosmos ecosystem has shown important growth. IBC supports chains that are tendermint based. However, if IBC could also support interoperability for chains that are not tendermint based, the growth could accelerate even further. This is expected in Q1 of 2023 with the release of ibc-go v7.0.0, which will incorporate the 0.2 client refactor work. The refactor will simplify light client development that could track different consciousness algorithm or data structures, hence extending IBC interoperability to non-tendermint based chains as well. In particular, functionality will be moved from the 0.2 client submodule level to the specific light client implementations. For further technical details, we have added the link below to the main article. Moving on, the Airchain Name Service, or ICNS for short, was announced, and there will be a bootstrapping phase for around 1 year, during which users could claim their ICNS names by verifying their Twitter handles. After this bootstrapping phase, there will be a new system with auctions, fee distributions, and more that will be developed in collaboration with the community. For the name resolution, initially it will happen on Osmosis, but it's expected that later each chain's namespace will be native to itself. This will allow local resolution by contracts on each chain and will also promote better UX for cross-chain routing. Praetor provides a simplified UI for cloud providers to become Akash providers and receive payments in AKT token. Praetor also provides a dashboard in real time to calculate earnings as Akash provider and also information and the status about all Akash providers. Another project, Cloudmos, facilitates the deployment of applications to Akash, and they have a price comparison of Akash versus AWS, GCP, or Azure. Moreover, through their SDL builder form, it is possible to request resources from the Akash network. Currently, Solidity is the main programming language for smart contracts. However, it is limited to EVM-compatible chains. Moreover, it lacks the completeness of a more general-purpose language, since Solidity is designed just for writing smart contracts, and it is limited also by limitations of the EVM. In contrast, Go is widely used among Web 2 developers. It's easier to learn and more general purpose. Gno is around 99% identical to Go, and while currently Gno.Land is the only blockchain that supports Gno, soon there will be many chains. In Q1 of 2023, an incentivized Gno.Land testnet called Game of Realms is expected, and it will be similar to the Game of Stakes on the Cosmos hub.
DeFi and staking.
IST, a fully collateralized stable token built on Agoric, has now DAI added as collateral to mint IST. Previously, USDT and USDC were used in the Peg Stability Module, or PSM for short, and now DAI is included as well. In Q1 of 2023, with the launch of vaults, higher decentralization will be achieved by allowing users to deposit over-collateralized IBC assets such as Atom to mint IST.
Juno News.
The Juno Constitution was announced with 3 initial articles. However, the Constitution doesn't act retroactively. The first article indicates that only with a voting supermajority of 2/3 of the voting power, it would be possible to propose new articles or make amendments to the Constitution. The second article is as follows. No private account on the Juno ledger shall be deprived of liberty or property, nor shall private property be taken from private accounts for public use. It is further clarified that accounts created and administered by Juno governance are not considered private accounts, and additionally the Appendix 2.1 and 2.2 further clarify the second article. Finally, Article number 3 indicates that social conscience achieved with on-chain governance is a standard for decision-making related to the Juno distributed ledger. Moving on, proposal number 64, called Juno Open Source Funding Policy, passed. It indicates that projects receiving funding must open source their smart contracts before they are deployed on-chain. Additionally, wallet projects where users store their private keys and interact with the chain are required to be open source in order to receive funding. However, it is also mentioned that existing contracts before this proposal will still be honored. A proposal is being discussed in the Juno Commonwealth Forum about making Core 1 an official Juno sub-DAO. Now, for context, Core 1's mission is to fund and lead development of Juno. The official members proposed are Dimi, Wolf, Jake, Block, Jack, Max Juno, and The Fray. Governance will be able to elect future members or remove existing members. Now, regarding the funding, the existing Core 1 multisig will transfer any liquid funds to the new official sub-DAO. In a future software upgrade, the vesting funds remaining in the existing Core 1 Development Fund multisig will then be transferred to the official Core 1 sub-DAO. Migrating bonded liquidity from Junoswap to DYDX will be a simple process without the need to unbond from Junoswap LPs. Those LPs without an RAW pair will be one-to-one transferable from Junoswap. For the LPs with the RAW pair, migration will still be possible. However, the RAW will be burned and WYND will be airdropped to the corresponding pool on DYDX. For this migration, there will be a 60-day period once DYDX is live. There will be liquidity mining incentives to bootstrap liquidity and to reward early participants of the DYDX. Moreover, DYDX introduced the concept of liquidity gouges, as shown here in the diagram, for a decentralized system of incentives allocation. Lava Network announced that it is now offering RPC for Juno, and they also announced support for Osmosis. This is great news because Lava is building a decentralized infrastructure layer for blockchain RPC to improve decentralized API access to blockchains and to create a market of consumers and providers of blockchain data. Moving on, the Juno token is now supported on OmniFlex. Markets to use with NFT auctions. This means that now creators can list NFTs for sale in Juno token, and also the Juno holders are able to use Juno to trade NFTs directly.
Osmosis news.
With Osmosis V13 Fluorine upgrade, several important new features have been added. Firstly, Stableswap pools allowing stablecoin trading with minimum price impact, including for large trades. A new category for incentives is proposed as stable/stable. However, both stable assets need to be pegged to the same currency. Stable swaps are an important addition for Osmosis, since in DeFi they are the most popular pools. They offer deep liquidity and no impairment loss in addition to yield. Moreover, another feature of V13 is IBC rate limits, which we mentioned and explained in our previous video. In addition, IBC has been upgraded to V3.4.0 to include IBC memo fields that allow cross-chain swaps to be carried out with IBC transfers. Another feature of V13 is called Forced Unlock, allowing governance to specify addresses to permanent instantly unlocking bonding liquidity. The Osmosis Support Lab, or OSL, put a proposal for the funding round of December 2022 to February 2023 with a total of around 300K also requested. Recently, the OSL absorbed some key community incentives from the Osmosis Ministry of Marketing, or OMM for short, since it was recently dissolved. The expenses for the OSL staff are $4K monthly for admins, content managers and accounting $6.5K for graphic designers, and $500 for OSL multi-sig signers. Megatech partnered with Numia to analyze execution quality in Osmosis in the period of September of 2021 to November 23rd of 2022. They estimate that the net loss in sandwich slippage of 27.5K osmo is higher than the revenue generated for LPs of 13.4K osmo, and therefore overall sandwich attacks generate net negative value for the Osmosis ecosystem. Previously, 78% of the ION supply was approved to be transferred from the community pool to the ION DAO treasury. Proposal 375 is to initially transfer 33% of the ION tokens for safety before transferring the remaining ION tokens.
Evmos news.
The Nomad bridge was previously hacked. Since this was the main bridge between Evmos and Ethereum, this hack had an important impact on Evmos. Recently, Nomad announced that in order to access recovered funds, all users must successfully complete the KYC/AML verification process and link their wallet addresses in their CoinList account. Some well-known developers in causes such as Christopher Goes, who led the development of IBC, had concerns about this and questioned how permissionless the bridge really is. Some community members also indicated and were concerned that Nomad disabled replies in their Twitter post.
Persistence news.
Persistence announced a new foundation delegation program. The deadline to submit applications for round 1 is the 30th of December of 2022. There are baseline and bonus criteria. The baseline criteria involves several parameters such as governance participation, uptime, voting power, commission, or self-stake. The bonus criteria is divided into 4 categories: mainnet contributions, such as dashboards or wallets, testnet contributions, community contributions, such as educational content, and other contributions, such as contributions to Persistence GitHub or documentations, for example. We've added the link below with all the details about the round 1. Moving on, Abhitay Singh released a Twitter thread about the xprt tokenomics. He reminded also that Persistence was a pioneer by launching the first stake drop campaign in the Cosmos ecosystem. He also emphasized that information about tokenomics and released the schedule was public for the token launch in March of 2021, and that the Genesis 100 million tokens were minted with a 9.1 million initial circulating supply. Osmosis co-founder Dev gave a shout out to Persistence and said that it would be cool if there were indexed incident reports across the Cosmos chains, similarly to Persistence, in order to share learnings more easily.
Drama and hacks.
It was announced in the Cosmos Hub forum that a retrospective on both Dragonberry and Elderflower, including details about the exploits, was scheduled to be published on the 15th of December of 2022. In addition, it was mentioned in the forum post that those who applied an official public patch release for Dragonberry already are also patched for Elderflower, and therefore no action is required.
Project launches and network upgrades.
The OmniFlix Hub upgrade to v0.8.0 was successful, and it brought new features such as timed reserve auctions, which are part of the marketplace module. Also, the minimum validator commission was set at 5%, and there were additional security updates. Moving on with Hua Hua tokens, it is now possible to buy, sell, or bid for NFT auctions at the OmniFlix market. The secret network Shockwave Omega upgrade was passed. Some highlights from the upgrade are changes to base gas prices or the fix to node registrations. The Stride V4 Lear release proposal was passed. And moving on, the Comdex Proposal 25 upgrade to v6.0.0 was passed. Some of the features included are LEND module bug resolutions or improvements in test cases coverages. The Desmos V4 upgrade proposal was passed. Among the new features is support of signing OS transactions using a ledger device. And moving on, the Crescent Core upgrade V3 includes adding a market maker module among other features.
Governance.
The Cosmos Hub Proposal 88 to increase the community pool tax from 2 to 10% was well received, with a majority of support. The increased tax will decrease the rewards for stakers approximately from 21% to 19.4%. In the proposal, it is indicated that the community pool of the Cosmos Hub compared to its market cap is small at around 0.41% compared to other projects like Polkadot, where the community pool is around 3.4% of its market cap. Moving on, the community asked about the 10K atom left from the hack atom soul and asked whether it is going to return to the community pool. Jelena then explained that this was because not all of the prizes were allocated, since some tracks didn't have contestants. Jelena also mentioned that the 10K atom should be returned to the community pool.
Airdrops.
Axelar announced the AXL airdrop site, and we have included the link below. Axelar mentioned that there is a planned airdrop for robot NFT holders and early users of Satellite. The Side Network Testnet Mission Act 4 is currently accepting submissions, and it will contribute to the Side airdrop. The link with information about the Act 4 missions and the link to the submission form is also down below.
Events and conferences.
The Indian CosmoCon 2022 event was a success, as can be seen in this photo. Omniflix Network, one of the organizers of Cosmoverse, Lisbon and Meddling, along with CryptoCito and friends, helped also to coordinate CosmoCon India as a partner of the event. Moving on, the third episode of Citizen Cosmos Interchain Debates featured Ethan Frey from T-Grade, Sunny from Osmosis, and Dean from Agoric. Sisla and Daya, co-founders of Omniflix, spoke at DevFest 2022, which is organized by the Google developer group Hyderabad. The first annual San Francisco Cosmos holiday party on December 8th was announced.
General crypto news.
Ethereum's developers are prioritizing enabling Ethereum stakers to withdraw their ETH with the Shanghai upgrade instead of the proto-dank sharding, also called the Surge, which is the first of Ethereum's two-part process to implement full sharding. The Surge is expected to significantly improve the network's performance and cut transaction fees. The Shanghai upgrade is expected to go live for the second half of 2023. Moving on, Circle, the issuer of USDC, was planned to go public in Q4 of 2022 through an SPAC deal. However, Circle has terminated the plans to merge Concord Acquisition Corp., a publicly traded SPAC.
Conclusion.
If you enjoyed this video, you can show your support by subscribing and clicking the like button. Also, don't hesitate to leave us a comment with your feedback. We always read them and we always try our best to implement them. Moreover, you can also support us by staking Atom or Juno tokens with our validators. The links are included below. Additionally, you can support us by voting yes in the Cosmos Hub Proposal number 89, where we ask for a small community pool spend and for a limited time to help us continue producing these videos. Thank you again so much for watching. The Cosmos ecosystem news videos are not stopping, even during the Christmas and New Year's period. And, well, this is because the Cosmos ecosystem also doesn't stop in this period, so why should we? So I wish you a lovely Christmas with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next video, which will be the first episode of 2023. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Cosmonauts!